going on, Jerome's? So, as we've said many times, this is peak BS season, so take everything you hear with a massive grain of salt. But, it's a lot of fun, too. Just all the tendrils, all the rumors, all the conjectures. And remember, nothing leaks for no reason. Like, no one goes all, Mark Felt deep throat trying to take down Nixon and Watergate stuff just out of the goodness of their heart. Information is out there because the person who leaked the information wants their information out there. But long story longer, I always thought that the Raiders made a lot of sense for Sam Darnold. If and when he did leave the Minnesota Vikings, they have a ton of cap space. They have the number 6 overall pick, which potentially could be out of range for the top 2 quarterbacks in this draft, of Miami's Cam Ward and Colorado Shedeur Sanders. And, do they take a quarterback in the second round? Meh. But with the Rams off the books, with Matthew Stafford returning to the team, which kind of feel bad for the Raiders. They constantly just get used for leverage, but it happens, man. And, yeah, the initial report, Victor for the Athletic beat writer for the Raiders, that they're lukewarm on Sam Darnold. We're just like, that BS I do not like. I want some better BS that can get the Vikings some draft picks. Enter Tony Pauline. So Tony's been around the block, longtime NFL insider. You respect his work. Dip a piece, insider notes from the Combine Day 5, and looky. Here comes Hookie. Las Vegas Raiders quarterback plan. After losing out on Matthew Stafford, what will the Las Vegas Raiders do next? There are still persistent rumors they may trade up for a quarterback in the draft. People close to Sam Darnold tell me the Raiders coach, Pete Carroll, will work to make a move to acquire the quarterback from the Vikings. As has been reported elsewhere, Minnesota is seriously considering a tag and trade option with Darnold, similar to what the Packers did with Devontae Adams a few years ago before the Raiders acquired the receiver. Even before all the Stafford and now Darnold rumors to the Raiders started, I heard that the team was seriously considering cutting quarterback Gardner Minshew, who still has guaranteed money left on his contract. We'll take Gardner. It's quarterback 4. It's why not, man? But we said the Raiders make a ton of sense for Sam Darnold. Not only do they have the cap and the motivation, I think that Darnold would mesh very well. Pete Carroll as head coach, Chip Kelly as OC/head coach in waiting in all likelihood. I think that it would make a lot of sense. Plus, Darnold being a West Coast kid, Vegas being West Coast adjacent. I just think that return to New York didn't really make sense. Just the whole thing about, what about the Giants? In Tennessee, I feel like Tennessee is a little bit too far away. The Raiders, I feel like they're right there. I feel like that the talent is there. Plus, there's lots of incentives for the Raiders to get things going because they're in a very competitive division, and they got the cap, they got some draft picks, they can go after things. So I think this works out for Sam Darnold. Now, Kwesi, if he's not down with the illness anymore, Kwesi, if he can get a tag and trade comp for Darnold, it'd be huge, right? Because it'd be great to have some draft picks this year. The Vikings only have 4 at this point, and as opposed to waiting for maybe a comp pick in 2026, nah. But the franchise tag transition tag window does close on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. So I don't think that the Vikings would just tag Darnold just to keep that leverage. I think that if they're going to put the tag on him, there's going to be a framework for a trade already in place, right? So I think that the Vikings, if they put the tag on, Kwesi's already knee-deep in discussions with a team. I don't think they do it just to do it. You know what I mean? Even though that's been suggested out there. And look at the Raiders draft picks. So they do have an extra third-round pick from the Devontae Adams trade. So I will say 37, the Raiders' second-round pick, pretty high. Pretty high. As well as we'll take a couple of your 6th-round comp picks. Also, I think they have a 7th-rounder that's not on screen. So 37, 214, 218, I think 224. So can we make that happen for Sam Darnold? Then the Vikings will be rolling in with 8 draft picks, including a second-round pick back, a high second-round pick, which would be glorious. They'd have 24 and 37, which would be great, 2 top 40 picks. And Raiders, if you feel like you're a quarterback away and you want to save a little bit of cash, so do it up, work out a long-term deal with Slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, before he hits open free agency. Just do that up. And also, hey, I know that Kwesi gets a lot of poop for some of the drafts, some of the personnel moves, but if he's able to get a high second-round pick for Darnold at this stage of the game, be huge. Absolutely monstrous. So Raiders, na 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 na. I also, the Raiders used to be the land of misfit toys. I mean, Jim Plunkett, former number 1 overall pick bust, went out and won 2 Super Bowls for them. How about a former number 3 overall pick bust? Do it. Pete, Chippy, Brady, Spytech, do it. But your thoughts are thoughts. Reportedly, Pete Carroll and the Raiders working to trade for Vikings quarterback at this moment in time, Sam Darnold. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.